So time to clear up muddy waters. I don't do siblings, and here's why. So when I was married my second time, I had gotten my wife off of drugs. She was a drug addict, really bad, running the streets, sleeping under cars, all that. So I got her off of drugs. I took her to a different city to get her away from all the people she knew. That way she wouldn't keep falling back into it. She started doing better, and then started helping people, moving people in my house. I had a 2-bedroom house. Everybody needs help when you're doing good. So I started doing good. Moved in. My brother, he started messing up. I moved him out into the yard, into a trailer, got him away from her. And then my sister Sarah, she was young, trying to figure out her life, and I gave her a place to stay, brought her into my house. Her and my sister Sarah, my sister, and my ex-wife was sitting in the bed and talk shit to me all day and clown on me all day while I'm working, paying for the house, paying the rent, paying electricity, paying for everything, doing everything. And I ended up getting pissed off. So it didn't work out between me and my wife because I was busy trying to help everybody else instead of help my family and help her with the drug thing. So then she moved out. She took my kids and went back to drugs. My sister Sarah stayed at the house. So she started talking about me to all the neighbors, running her mouth like I was a bad person for helping her out, spreading rumors and talking about me. So after that, I was like, fuck this shit. I ended up playing games with her, like making her think about her actions, and really made her think about like using people like that and stuff. And she finally fucking figured out she shouldn't use people like that. And she ended up moving out because her and my sister Mariah teamed up against me and started talking about me. She talked about me to anybody she could, Sarah. Anybody she could, she would talk about me. And she ended up moving out. So gave up that house, moved out of that house. Okay, I don't deal with that sibling no more. And then after that, I didn't learn my lesson. Okay, I don't learn my lesson very easily. I ended up helping my brother Larry. I went to Oregon. I was doing good. I had a basement. I had a friend named Miss Kimberly. She let me had a whole basement just to help her with her horses and exchange for work, to help her around the house and stuff. So I ended up going to Oregon, and while I was in Oregon, I ended up getting the whole basement. Ended up helping out my brother Larry. Well, my brother Larry is a vulture, meaning that he just knows how to use people. So I paid, I think, $1,000 to bring him out there, feed him, do everything for him. The kid couldn't do nothing himself. So I brought him out there, did all this shit for him. Probably like a little bit less than 1,000. Did all this shit for him, helped him out, brought him out there, gave him a place to stay, gave him a job. I had to wake him up every day. I had to tell him every day to go to work. I had to harass him every day. I had to like fucking basically cuss him out and tell him off just to have him go to work. He didn't want to go to work. He thought he was just gonna sleep around and lay around and drink alcohol and smoke my weed and hang out on my behalf. So I ended up helping him and spending a bunch of money helping him, bring him out to Oregon and stuff. Well, that didn't work out. He ended up playing a bunch of games and just fucking talking shit and just nothing but drama. So he left. I lost money there. I lost money again after helping my sister, lost money, lost my family there. And then I helped my brother, and I lost money there, and I ended up with more drama on my plate than what I started with, because I didn't have as much drama before he came as much as when he left. So when he left, I had all this drama to deal with and shit. And then after that, I let him go back to Riverside or whatever, go use whoever he can use. And I ended up coming back to California. Okay, so my sister Tiana. Now, I've helped multiple times my brothers and sisters. Now, my sister Tiana, I helped her. She was living with some guy. She was living off of him. My mom taught everybody in our family that you live off another person. You know what I mean? Live with that person, take advantage of them, fucking have them take care of you, provide for you, give you money. Fucking people are just credit cards, basically. You know what I mean? So I went to San Diego. I was homeless at the time. I was in a van and I was traveling. That's when I first started doing my YouTube videos. I started traveling and doing YouTube videos. And my little sister, Tiana, just had a baby. And I told her that she could travel with me. I'd get her a van and she could just have her own van. And her and the baby could travel with me. And they could go do their own thing and visit places, and I'll visit my places, and we'll go travel and do the YouTube. I'll do my YouTube, and she could go find a place, or she could do whatever. But I would help her out. So I took her into my van. I had my homeboy David staying with me at the time. Rest in peace. So my homeboy David had the back of the van. It was like separated, the back of the van from the front of the van. So I was not going to sleep in the back of the van with a grown-ass man. Sorry. That is not my get down. I'm not like that. I like women. I love women, actually. I'm just not very good with women. But I do love women. So I let him have the back of the van, and I ended up with a baby staying in a small-ass space in the front of the van with my sister. So I'm trying to sleep. She's trying to sleep. My homeboy David, he gets it. He's like, man, I got this big ass back of the van. Like, I'll go sleep in the tent and you guys have the van. I'm like, dude, I told you I would help you. I'm going to help you. I'm not going to do that to you. Like, you've been traveling with me. I'm not just going to kick you out of the van all of a sudden because my sister needs help. So I ended up trying to help her. She's fucking whole time, like, playing games and stuff, taking advantage. She helped me one time. She did give me some money so I could get out of a position I was in. I was stranded. And gave me like $1,000, which I ended up paying her back at a later time. I always end up paying everybody back at a later time. I'm not that type of person that they are. So she ended up playing so many games and fucking talking so much shit about me that I just ended up letting her go her way. She went her way with the baby. She couldn't take care of the baby. She's not a very good mother. She's not a very good person. But so I let her go with the baby, and then later on, finally I cut my ties with that one because, like, I was tired of being done wrong by siblings and being taken advantage of. So I let her go with the baby and go find your own way, homegirl. You're not doing that to me no more, basically. So I couldn't help her no more. I actually paid for her to go to Oregon because I have a friend and family out there. They're like family, but I call their friends, really. But they're like my family, really. They're the only ones that actually look out for me instead of just me looking out for everybody else. So I would let her go stay in Oregon with Tiffany and her kids. You guys probably heard about them. Tiffany and her kids and stuff, they're good people. I let her go stay with them because Tiffany is always one to help people. She's got a huge heart. So I let her go out there, stay with Tiffany. Well, Tiffany has seen some shit that she was doing with the baby, like fucking going off on the baby and stuff, and she's not okay with that. And she's like telling me, like, basically, like, it's really hard dealing with your sister. Your sister just wants to sleep all day and play on Snapchat and try to get with guys and stuff. And I'm like, I understand that. That's what she was trying to do with me, too. She was just worried about guys and just playing on Snapchat or whatever the fuck, Instagram or whatever. Just busy. She's worried about guys. She's not worried about her kid. So I was like, all right, whatever. I understand that. And she's like, so then Tiana, she's like, yeah, I don't want to be here no more. This is bad. I don't like Oregon. If you're not coming out here, I don't want to be out here. Da, da, da. So she left. She had a friend pick her up, one of her little tricks or whatever, one of her little boyfriends come pick her up. So dude went all the way out to Oregon to pick her up. So they picked her up, brought her back to California. I had cut ties after that. I was like, fuck this, I'm tired of family. I ain't dealing with family no more. My stupid ass, every time I'm tired with family, I still fucking have a big heart and I still forgive them. So my dumb ass, I let her go ahead, go do your thing. I ain't dealing with you no more. After that, I ended up going about my way, doing my own thing and stuff. Everybody died. Fucking my homeboy died, my brother died, a bunch of people died. So my brother Cheyenne died. So anyways, I went to South Carolina because I'm gonna get away from everybody. Nobody's gonna take advantage of me no more. I'm gonna get away from everybody. I'm so tired of family. Like, family just takes advantage of you. Even my mom, she fucking told me to move out of my house and she was gonna help me fight for my kids. She didn't help me fight for my kids. She ended up turning her back on me while I was in court. Her and her husband turned her back on me, and told me that I was a bad person for smoking weed. Instead of telling me not to smoke weed, they told me I was a bad person and didn't deserve my kids for smoking weed, and that they wouldn't help me fight for my kids, even though I had a 2-bedroom house that I was paying for and that I was gonna buy, and that my kids had their own room, and that I was taking care of all the responsibilities. They still told me to move out of my 2-bedroom house, give up the 2-bedroom house, go ahead, come out there, stay with them. Which when I came to stay with them, and then they made me stay in my truck outside because of my wife. So I'm sitting there doing all this bullshit, right? So I moved to South Carolina. I get away from all that. I'm like, fuck that. These people are toxic. I'm not going to deal with them no more. I go to South Carolina. I'm staying with my buddy Terry, right? So, and then now that I'm staying with Terry, my mom, she's talking shit to Terry about me. He's showing me the whole time the messages that she's sending to him. And he's telling me what she's saying. And I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. Even in South Carolina, even far away from this family, they are still trying to pollute my life with their toxic drama and their bullshit. So me and Terry ended up having bad blood or cold blood. Not really bad blood, but we ended up not fucking with each other because the whole situation of her running her fucking mouth to Terry, right? Generational curses having family sometimes. So then I'm fucking not staying with Terry no more. I'm staying in my own spot in the trailer park, right? He's still showing me shit that she's saying about me and that she's talking about me and fucking running her mouth about me, this and that, and blah, 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 right? So I move out of that trailer park. I move into a property, taking care of a property for one of his friends. Well, my mind goes money, 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 money. So I wasn't making the money I was making with him because I was doing Grubhub at that time and I had stopped working for him. So I was trying to make up for the money that I was making before, and I was trying to start my own business, doing the same thing but start my own business. So I ended up trying to start my own business, right? I ended up starting my own business called All Real Estate and Repairs. So I ended up doing that. I needed help with that because my mind was bigger than what I could do, right? I had bought a truck. I had bills to pay. I had been investing all my money into trying to get pallets and build fences and out of pallets, and trying to have chickens and start a farm and trying to do all this stuff, right? I'm trying to do all this stuff at one time, and it's just overwhelming, right? So my brother Larry is fucking lazy. I knew that before I even brought him out there. I know this motherfucker's lazy as hell. So I try to bring him out there. I tell him, like, hey, look, you're about to be homeless. You need a spot to stay. Everybody's turning their back on you. I'm not going to turn my back on you. I'm going to offer you one more time a chance. Come out here. Help me with everything. Help me pay the bills for the lights, everything. Help me, like, get shit together and do this. I might even start a farm or something. You help me start a farm and stuff. I had chickens and stuff, and, like, I need help with all this. My brother Larry's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna come out there and help you with all this stuff and da-da-da-da-da. Fucking blowing smoke up my ass, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I send over $1,000 for him to drive out there, right? Because this motherfucker has to drive his own car out there. He has a Cadillac, so he's driving his own car out there. I'm paying for his gas the whole time, plus food, plus fucking whatever. He's asking for money. He's like, I need more money. I'm in this spot. I'm at that spot. And driving from California to South Carolina, I understand you're gonna need gas money. So I keep sending him money. Over $1,000 later, he finally gets to South Carolina. This motherfucker's still lazy. Still fucking lazy. You can't change that out of somebody. Either they're hard work or they're fucking lazy. So my dumb ass, I get him out there. I'm harassing him the whole time. He got a job right away. He did that on his own. Not with Terry how I had told him to, because Terry would look out for him, you know what I mean? Terry looked out for me. I ain't gonna never say he didn't. But not with Terry how he was supposed to. He didn't get a job. He got a job, and I don't think Terry would have hired him anyways, because he's fucking lazy. But so Terry gave him a job, he got a job. I wasn't working for Terry no more. I was working on and off for Terry. I ended up trying to fucking I was harassing him every single day. He wasn't helping me with my dogs. He wasn't helping me with the farm. He wasn't helping me with the chickens. He wasn't helping me with anything around there. The place was dirty. He was making it dirtier, leaving his trash all over the place. He wasn't helping me. He was making the situation worse. So I'm overwhelmed trying to deal with him now, and the farm, and the fucking business that I just started, and maybe work on the side for Terry or delivering food or something. All this on my plate. And homeboy's just making it worse. He's fucking sitting there arguing with me, arguing with people at his job, fucking going over there starting drama with Terry's house. So I told him while he was staying with me, I said, there's this little girl that stays there, and she got a crush on me. I could tell she got a crush on me. And the only reason I haven't fucked with her is because her boyfriend just killed himself. He hung himself. He fucking killed himself. He was depressed. I don't know what he was going through. I'm not in the middle of that. But I know that it has to be hard for her, and she has to be confused right now. And I don't want to throw myself into the fucking mix. And I appreciate it if you didn't throw yourself into the mix and try to fuck this little girl. She's like, I think she's like 20 maybe, or 21 or something. I don't even remember. But so I tell him this, like, out of confidence that he will understand what I'm saying. Don't fuck with this little girl. She is going through a lot. She's confused right now. She don't know what she likes or don't like. And he instead takes it as, oh, so she'll fuck me. And he goes and he fucks with the little girl. I'm like, dude, first off, it's a little girl. One, she's a younger person like than both of us, way younger. And two, she just fucking lost her boyfriend. She's going through some shit, and you're still gonna fucking go fuck with this little girl. So she ended up busting his nose because my brother Larry isn't packing, and he can't last long. So he gave her his little 5-minute fucking deal, and she ended up busting his fucking nose and telling him that he raped her because, which wasn't right. He didn't. But at the same time, she said that because this fool took advantage of her weak point, her weak time. You know what I mean? And I can't blame her. Like, good. You deserve to get your nose busted open. You deserve to fucking be accused of whatever. You're a fucking piece of shit for doing that. So, I learned my lesson again. Right? Do not fucking help siblings. I think I learned my lesson this time. Okay. So he goes back to California. He causes a bunch of problems between me and Terry. He also throws salt in the game. My mom's throwing salt in the game between me and Terry. Me and Terry can never be friends because too many people throw salt in the game. He knows too many people that I know, like my mom and my brother, that throw salt in the game. Even though I'm a good person, they're not a good person. And they throw salt in the game, and they make it that I can't have friends like that. So I let him go back to California, right? He goes back to California. I'm just glad to get rid of him. You know what I mean? I'm just glad to see him go because you're causing drama in people's lives. You're causing drama in my life. You got the cops called on you, like, because you're fucking little girls over here and stuff. Like, oh man, fucking headache. I don't want nothing to do with this family, right? This family is fucking toxic. They're parasites, right? That's how I'm seeing it, right? So then I get back to California, right? I get back to fucking California, man. My dumb ass, I'm doing all right. I'm delivering food. I got 2 cars. My bills are getting paid. I'm like, fuck it. I could forgive my mom, right? As much shit as she's said about me, as many times as she spread rumors about me that ain't true, caused problems in my life, made up stories about me that, like, I wouldn't even try to make up about somebody that's like horrible. Why would you say that about your own child? Like, horrible fucking things, right? Horrible things. All my life treated me fucking horrible, right? And played so many horrible games with me. Made me lose my kids, everything. Like, all kinds of horrible stuff, right? So, I'm like, fuck it. I could forgive you because I'm a forgiving person, right? So, I forgive her. She tells me that my little sister Tiana is being a fucking prostitute and a drug addict, right? I'm like, that's the same thing you was. You shouldn't fucking really be concerned. Like, she's learned from the best. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I feel bad for her, right? I feel sorry for her because I do have love for my siblings. I've always taken care of my siblings. When I was a kid, I didn't have a childhood because I was busy taking care of my 5 siblings. Because my mom was a piece of shit at that time also, right? So, my mom fucking tells me this story. Of course, my big brother instinct. I'm the oldest brother out of everybody. My big brother instinct. I'm like, well, I better help her. Stupid. Even when I was a kid, if I would have knew that all they were going to do is take advantage of me and use me and talk shit about me and fucking... stupid. Never would have done it. Never. I used to run away from foster homes and group homes and shit to make sure that they weren't getting beaten because my mom would beat the shit out of them. So I'd run away from foster homes and group homes and stuff, and I'd sleep on the streets, and I'd just go back to my house, my mom's house, and I would check on them and make sure that they was alright. And so I call her, my little sister Tiana, I call her, like, not let her know that who told me whatever. I don't want to spread rumors and talk about people. Like, that's why it took me so long to do this video. So I call her and I check on her, right? She tells me she's sleeping on the beach, which was a fucking lie. A lie. Everything that comes out of these people's mouths is lies, right? Fucking lies. Manipulation and lies. And I'm learning this. I hope I'm learning this. God. So anyways, I help her. I go out there, fucking San Diego. I tell her, I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna pick you up off the beach. You're not gonna sleep on the beach while you're my sister. I'm not gonna let you sleep on the beach. I've already been there, done that. I'm gonna help you get your kid back because she gave up my nephew, her son. So I'm gonna help you get your kid back. I'm gonna help you get off the fucking beach so you don't have to sleep on the goddamn beach because that's dangerous. And I'm going to pick you up, bring you out here. You can sleep in one of my extra vehicles. You could even have the extra van. You can have the van. I will let you have the van that I paid $3,800 for. I will let you have it for free. Just so you could have a place to stay and get off the drugs and get out of the fucking streets. I offer it. You know what I mean? She says, okay, sure. So I drive down there. While I'm driving down there, she's telling me that, oh, she don't know, and like playing all these games and stuff. I'm like, dude, I'm not playing these games. I'm already on my way. So I get down there. I pick her up. When I pick her up, she says, oh, I had a place to stay. I don't know if I want to go out there and stay. I just want to visit. And first off, I didn't drive all the way 2 hours away to go fucking pick you up so you could come visit me. I don't need no one to visit me that fucking bad. Second of all, you said you wanted to change, so I told you I'd give you opportunity. Job, van, fucking a bunch of stuff I offered her. You know what I mean? Like, even a job. So I pick her up, bring her back. I'm like, here, look, here's a job. You got offered a job. You got offered a van for free. You can have this van that I paid $3,800 for. You can have it for free. Just so you could get yourself together. And you could get my nephew back. You could do the right thing. Well, I forgot, my family are fucking parasites. They take advantage of people. So the whole time she's out here, she's talking about how she had a place to stay and shit. So I'm like, dude, you lied to me. Like, you told me you didn't have a place to stay, and that's why I went out there. If you had a place to stay and you were doing all right, I would not have went out there. So she needs to go back all of a sudden. Now she needs to go back and she needs to go do some stuff and blah, 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 right? So now she goes back to San Diego, right? After being offered a job, a house, or a fucking car, a van, everything. A chance at life, right? She needs to go back to San Diego. So then when she gets back to San Diego, she tells me how everybody's playing games and blah, blah, blah. And she was ready to come back and she wants to really do the right thing and da, 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 da. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pay for your Greyhound ticket one more time. I'm not driving back out there 2 hours again. But I will buy you a ticket and bring you back out here since you have a job waiting for you. And you have a van waiting for you. So then I go buy a fucking ticket, $40. Something like that. Maybe $70. I don't remember how much. But however much, maybe $70. I don't remember. But I paid for the fucking ticket for her to come back out here. This little bitch missed the goddamn bus because she's busy fucking chasing guys and playing games. And busy with her drama in San Diego. So now she missed the bus. And she wasted my goddamn money. So all my fucking life, all my motherfucking life, I have looked out for my siblings. I've looked out for my mom. I used to pull needles out of her arms when she was shooting up. I used to fucking hide her dope. Because she used to smoke so much dope. I would hide her dope. I would fucking take care of the kids for her. I would take care of my siblings for her. I would leave my comfortable house that my Aunt Charlene gave me. And I would go back and be father to her kids that she wouldn't stop spitting out. Right? With random ass dudes. So I fucking am fed up. I'm done. That's why I don't do siblings. That's why I don't do family. My family ain't been nothing but a curse my whole goddamn life. And then they talk shit about me and they make it seem like I'm a bad person. And you know what? I am the farthest thing from a bad person. I'm the guy that looks out for everybody. I've always been the guy that looks out for everybody. I'm always coming out of my pockets. That's why I'm always doing bad, because I'm always looking out for everybody else. But I'm learning in life that you can't look out for nobody. You gotta look out for yourself. So that's why I don't do siblings. I thought I'd share that with you guys, because there's a lot of fucking bullshit that goes around about me, and people talk a lot of shit about me. But you know what? I'm the guy that looks out for everybody. I'm the guy that gets done wrong all the time. I'm the guy that always gets talked about. So it is what it is. That's why I don't do siblings. That's why I don't do family. That's why I don't do mother or any of that. My mom had told me when I was staying with her that she was going to help me get my kids back. And I gave up a 2-bedroom house And then when I moved in with her, she had played so many games and stuff that she ended up going to court with me. And her and her husband were supposed to look out for me and help me get my kid back. And when they went to the court in the elevator going down from the courthouse, instead of speaking for me in court, I did everything I could do to get my kids back. I showed the judge all the paperwork from all the parenting classes, showing that I was the top of my class in parenting classes, that I was actually trying to do better in life, and that I had I had rented a house, and that I would take care of my kids, and that they were already taken care of, that my ex-wife was a piece of shit, and that she was a drug addict, and that I was the one taking care of the kids. And I was the one that got her off of drugs. So I showed the judge all this paperwork showing all that. And he said, I don't care. You should have submitted it before court. And I looked at my mom and her boyfriend, my fucking fake ass stepdad. And I had wanted them to help me with it because that's what they said they were going to do. And when we got into the elevator going down from the court, my mom and her boyfriend or her husband looked at me and said I was a piece of shit for smoking weed and that I didn't deserve my kids. So, and then we get back to her house, and my ex-wife, her mother took our kids. She was only supposed to have them temporarily. She took permanent custody of them. She filed for permanent custody, and I was not allowed to see my kids no more. She filed that I couldn't see my kids no more. So I ended up telling my ex-wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, baby mama at the time, that we should get married and try to make things work for my kids. Not for her, because I could find a woman anywhere. But for my kids, so we can have a family, so I could fucking be a part of my kids' lives. So while I'm staying with my mom, I ended up going with my brother Larry down to the courthouse and getting married to my ex-wife. Well, since I got married to my ex-wife, my mom decided that she wasn't going to help me no more, and I couldn't stay in her house, and that my ex-wife couldn't be there. So we ended up staying in a camper on the back of my truck in front of her house. And then she had a problem with that. I could not stay in the camper in front of her house because her neighbors, she didn't want to look bad for her neighbors of helping her kid, you know. So she threw this big ass like celebration, I guess it's like a NA celebration to celebrate her recovery of being a drug addict, right? So she invited all these people over to her house to party and to celebrate her being clean. Well, most of the people that she invited over were people that had love and respect for me and looked out for me, right? Like Jenny Rico and her family. Well, they all came down from different cities and stuff, and they wanted to see me, right? Well, I was so depressed that my mom had turned her back on me so much, and that she had played so many games after I had depended on her to just keep her word. I had been so depressed that I just got drunk that day. And, well, before I got drunk, I had been told that I'm not allowed to come out of the bedroom, right? And she told everybody else that I didn't want to see nobody. But she had told me that I can't come out of the bedroom or I get kicked out of the house. So I had to hide from people that came to see me, you know. So all these people came out to see me. They didn't come for her recovery or whatever. She had told them that I didn't want to see him or that I wanted to stay to myself. It wasn't true. She told me to stay in the bedroom, not come out, or I would get kicked out. So everybody left. One of her friends stayed. I had told her friend, hey, I wasn't allowed to come out the bedroom. Her friend was like, what the hell? Well, we stayed to see you anyways. So her friend Renee stayed and saw me anyways. I had given her hugs, said hi and stuff. She got irritated that everybody had come to see me. So she had told me, that's when I started staying in my truck outside in the camper with my ex-wife. My ex-wife and me got married after that, and that's when I stayed in the truck out there. So I stayed in the camper on my back of my truck in front of her house. That's when she told me, oh yeah, the neighbors don't want you. The neighbors go by, they see you staying in that truck and it looks bad on me and blah, blah, blah. Right? So then I ended up fucking Oh, she ended up, while I was in the back of the truck, right? It was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving happened while I was in the back of the truck, staying in the back of the truck on her camper, in my camper. So, first off, I was in the driveway. She said I couldn't stay in the driveway because blah, 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 right? All these bullshit. So, I ended up staying on the street because she don't own the street. But she owns the neighborhood, supposedly. So, she ended up inviting all the same people that came over for that party back over because she thought that they came to see her. So she invited them all back over for Thanksgiving. Nobody wants to go spend Thanksgiving with you, especially when you're being evil towards your own people, your own kid. So nobody came. Nobody showed up to her Thanksgiving dinner that she cooked she has this big old huge table. She cooked a whole huge table full of food. Me and my ex-wife were outside starving in my truck for Thanksgiving. We ended up just having each other in top ramens. So she saw that nobody showed up and nobody wanted nothing to do with that situation of her treating her own kid like shit. So she ended up inviting us in like next day or 2 days later to go ahead and come in and eat some dinner. So we got to eat food that nobody else wanted to touch because they knew that she was being fucking evil. So that is why I don't deal with family. That's why I don't deal with my mom. That's why I don't deal with my brothers and sisters. And when you hear bad stories about me, just know there's two sides to every story. And that's my side. And my side is supported by facts. And my side is supported by witnesses. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I hope you guys understand the pain that I've gone through being born to the family that I've been born to. Have a nice day.